You see, there's a difference between men who are successful and men who are unsuccessful. And the difference comes with these two resources that we all have, right? Or that we all desire. There's time and there's money, right? The unsuccessful man typically has more time and way less money, sometimes no money, right? The successful man has more money and way less time, sometimes no time. So the way that they look at the world, the way that they look at life is completely different. And this is what you have to understand as a man that's coming up, as a man that's actually becoming more successful. You will change over time. See, most people, they look at successful men as assholes, which is true. They are assholes to a certain extent. But why are they assholes? A majority of the reason why men are assholes is because they understand they've basically had the life experience to be able to see through the veil and understand human nature and understand what people truly want. Whether it be women, whether it be other business partners, they know what those people want. They can't be fooled by a lot of the things that are thrown out there as almost like gimmicks or as just like things that are deceptive to get to the true desires of people. Most successful men understand people at a visceral level. They understand psychology. They understand what makes people tick. That's what made them successful. Because to be successful, you have to be able to understand people and to be able to utilize people to your advantage, not in a negative way, but in an efficient way. So this works especially when it comes to dating, right? When it comes to dating and women, you see that successful men are seen as assholes to the women that they're with, right? They're always like, "Oh, that guy's an asshole." But she still stays with him, right? She stays with him because he has resources that she can leverage, right? She doesn't have to worry about a roof over her head. She doesn't have to worry about anything, right? Typically, she doesn't like the fact that he's not going out on dates every single day, buying flowers left and right. She knows that that man has too much going on, but she still has the resources that she truly desires. See, the unsuccessful man, he needs to be able to supplement, or he needs to be able to overcompensate for the fact that he has no money. Right? So what does he do? He does a ton of romantic gestures all of the time because that's what he has. He has the time. So he has to maximize that time to be able to deal with the woman, right? Because let's be real, men, we don't necessarily like always going out. We don't necessarily want to just always be buying flowers. We don't care about flowers. We don't care about all these things. But we do these things when we're on the road to success if we have a woman by our side because we know that's what they want, right? But the successful man does not necessarily need to do those things often, and he still is able to retain the women or attract more women around him due to the resources that he has, right? So unsuccessful men are valued by their time, the amount of time that they give. Successful men are valued by the amount of resources that they give. You have to understand this is a big difference. So as you start to build up, right, as you start to get more resources, you're going to value your time significantly more because you don't have enough of it. And this is why even in relationships with other people, friendly relationships like networking with other guys and stuff like that, you're going to be way more selective of your time. You're going to say no to a lot of things. Successful men know how to say no. And they know how to say no because they have to. Because if they say yes to everything, their time is pretty much gone. The limited amount of time that they have. So what do? They say no, and they only say yes to things that are highly valuable for their time. They put a dollar amount on their time. Successful men understand this. They look at every hour. They're like, how much am I worth per hour? Successful men can be worth $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 an hour, $100,000 an hour. So if that activity is not worth $100,000 an hour or $5,000 an hour, $1,000 an hour, they're not going to want to participate in that activity. Does that make sense to you? This is what's very important that a lot of men don't understand is if you want to be highly successful, which all men want to be successful in one way, shape, or form in life, right? If you say that you don't want to be successful, you're coping. But remove the idea that you need to be spending so much of your time doing all of these different things. Successful men value convenience, right? They value this is why a lot of successful men will end up going with escorts, right? Because it's just okay, I'm not spending too much time. I'm just providing the resources that I have and I can keep my time so that I can function, right? I'm not condoning this, by the way. I'm just giving you the reality of the game, why this works the way that it works. Unsuccessful men, they're willing to bend over backwards. They're willing to be hopeless romantics to women because they don't have the money to be able to supplement and give that woman what she might actually want, going on trips, going to do a bunch of different things, right? Experiencing life, the high life, right? Even if a woman tells you she doesn't want to experience the high life, I don't need to go out, I don't need to do this, I don't need to do that. You don't take that at face value, because the men who take that at face value would say, oh, she doesn't care about that stuff. Let me just continue to give her all the little basics. She's gonna appreciate that short term, but long term it's gonna eat at her when she goes and she sees all of these highlight reels of people's lives traveling, and she sees all of these people doing all of these different things. She's going to notice that. And she's going to start resenting you as a man because you can't provide those resources to be able to have those experiences in life. Right? That's what you have to understand. Even in business, successful men are assholes because they realize that the people that they do business with tend to waste their time. So they're very strict on their time. They say no to a lot of meetings. People are like, oh, I want to talk to you. I want to have a conversation. Why do you want to have a conversation? What is the conversation going to yield? What am I going to get from that conversation? How much is that conversation worth? Right? You have to understand this. This is why if you're trying to network, if you're trying to get into the circles of successful men, you have to understand how they think. And this is exactly how they think. My time is valuable because that is the scarce resource that I can never get back, that I have only a limited amount of because I'm busy building my resource pool. And if you're somebody who's unsuccessful, you need to shift your mindset into being that person. You also, when you're unsuccessful, you have to play the game. You have to play the game at your level. You have a lot of time right now, so you can dedicate a lot of time to your business. You can dedicate a lot of time to your women. You can dedicate a lot of time to friends that you have. You can do that now because people value you based on the amount of valuable time that you can give them. People are trying to extract resources and time for you left and right. Successful men understand this, and they can leverage this to be able to give people what they truly want, which is either resources or time. And they don't have much time, so they're going to give you the resources. Okay, what do you need? You need a loan? You need money? Okay, cool, I'll give you the money. We don't need to meet for about an hour or 2 hours to talk about how you're going to be able to get that money from me, right? And then that man might never talk to you again. So they understand the difference, and society sees them as assholes because they just understand the realities of human nature. They understand what people truly want, right? And they also value their time, and other people are starting to see the value of their time. So they're going to look at them in that way. And the amount of a successful man, would you rather spend 10 minutes with a hyper successful man or 10 minutes with an unsuccessful man, right? The 10 minutes is worth way more with a successful man than the 10 minutes with an unsuccessful man, right? The unsuccessful man needs to give you 2, 3, 4 hours of his time to be able to even get close to the value of a successful man giving you 10 minutes of his time. So you have to understand the difference, and you have to start treating your time as value. Even if you're in business and you have tasks, this is why successful men hire people to do things they don't want to do, because it wastes their time. Their time can be used elsewhere to continuously grab resources in the marketplace, right? Grab market share, grab a lot of different things. So as you understand this, as you're building up, you're going to start putting a value on your time, and you're going to work hard to be able to then increase the value of your time so that you spend less time with people, but it's still impactful to them, right? Even in relationships, it's the same way. Women love the guy who's busy, love the guy who's always doing things. This is why when you look at the advice that a lot of men in dating are giving, they're like, oh, well, text back later. Don't text her too much. Don't spend too much time. They're almost giving you some sort of a prescription to mask yourself as a successful man, when in reality, you need to be working to be that man. You have to work to be able to become the man that can actually be worth his time, where people aren't taking advantage of you. See, successful men are considered assholes because people can't take advantage of them. They understand people too well. They know the charade, the ruse that you're bringing to them to be able to drain themselves of their resources and their time. And they know how to protect that very well. And to protect that, you do have to become a level of an asshole to be able to maintain yourself, to be able to stay sane, right? Successful men master their dark side, right? They master the art of being an asshole because they know that protects their resources. It protects their time. And that's very important. The unsuccessful man doesn't even understand the importance of both. They don't even understand that they're lacking one and not the other. And they just give the time that they can never get back. So if you're an unsuccessful man, you have to understand that you're giving a lot of time. Your time is not valuable in the marketplace yet. And you have to start building that up through building your skill set, through providing value to the marketplace so that you can start to acquire resources. And as you start to acquire more resources, you can start freeing your time from people, from everything, right? This is really, really important for you to understand, because the minute that you can understand this is the minute that you can start positioning yourself to become hyper successful in this world. Is the minute that you can start reading people for who they are, reading women for who they are, what they actually want. Women are not bad people. Right? Women just have a certain nature. They have a childish nature, which is not a bad thing, right? They're simply children in adult bodies. And you have to understand the desires that they actually have being children in adult bodies, and give them their primal desires. Give them what they actually want. Not the things that they say they want, but the things that they truly want. And they will show. I always say this, right? Even with women, you hear what they say, but you don't actually believe what they say. You believe what they do. You watch what they do. You observe what they do. It's the same with friendships that you have. You listen to what they say, but you watch what they do. And that will give you a better understanding of what that person truly wants. And you give that person what they truly want if it is something of your interest, right? If it's something of your desire. Successful men are very self-interested people. They're all about self-interest. What can I gain from this? Because that's actually how it works. I know you want to be altruistic. I know you want to be the person who's like, oh, I just want to help everybody. I just want to help everybody and just give everybody what they want and be the nicest person ever. That's not how life works. As you're climbing towards success, that's not how it works. It's not about just you giving everybody what they want, because people will start to take advantage of you. Women will start to take advantage of you. You will literally see life just crumbling around you because you're not able to be the asshole that's necessary to climb the ranks of society. So think about this, internalize this, understand the difference between the two, and start to position yourself as becoming a successful man. All right, if you like this, share it with a friend who needs this. Link is in the description if you're interested in joining my free Telegram. This is where I give a lot of my insights, a lot of the thoughts that I have, deeper thoughts that I don't even share on YouTube. But these thoughts are very, very important for you. Health, wealth, relationships, all of that stuff is covered in the Telegram. I'm putting out an email list as well, dropping products for you guys, low ticket products that you can purchase that can actually improve your life. And I'm excited. All right. So I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch you on the next video.